Hello, my name is Cheng Thom, and you're watching Ask Kai Quickies, a series of short videos in which I introduce you to the wide world of sex, seduction. I'm just kidding. This is a series of advice videos about queer sex and dating. Okay, so I am in love with today's question. Our question asker says, I'm 19 years old and newly out. I've been dating someone for 2 months, but I don't think it's the best fit. She doesn't like phone calls. Can I text a breakup, or do I have to do it in person? And okay, at the risk of sounding patronizing, I just have to say, oh my God, oh, sweetie, it is okay. We have all been there. In fact, 19, 29, 90, I think we all can be there in that place of it's not a good fit. I need to break up. I don't know how to do it. And I think that this question is a little bit complexified by the phone thing. I mean, I also think this is funny. When I was reading the question, my producer and I were like, oh my God, this is like a very Gen Z or millennial kind of issue, because who doesn't hate the phone in our generations, right? Like, I don't ever leave or listen to my voicemails, which probably has something to do with all the issues I've been having with my bank recently. Nobody likes a phone call. It's very anxiety-provoking, unless you happen to be one of those weird people who does like phone calls. We love you too. No hate. So, I mean, I think what this question asker is saying is like, the relationship needs to end. How can I do it? So, phone is out. If the person doesn't like phone calls, I would just say, don't phone them. People have all kinds of reasons they don't like phone calls. I think anxiety is the primary one. Being broken up with is hard enough already. So then the choices are in person, by text message, handwritten letter, carrier pigeon, flash mob. There's a lot of different options that are left to you for the breakup. And I think a lot of different people have different opinions about this. But my go-to piece of advice is the best practical form of breakup conversation is the form that you can actually do. So many of us are like, I know I should invite this person to the perfect place at the perfect time, make them the perfect tea, say the perfect words, and then offer them the perfect care as I then slide away and never talk to them again. And that would be amazing. It would be amazing, I think, if we lived in a society where there were temples, staffed by breakup priests, and you could just invite someone there and they would be surrounded by pillows and incense and people who could attend to all their needs for the next 3 days or whatever as they cried. You broke up with them and then you left and there was ceremonial ritual, indicating the end of your relationship forever. That would be beautiful. We don't live in that society. We're not supported to do breakups well. And the truth is many of us will just chicken out and not do the breakup. And we'll just let it drag on forever and ever until the moment is unbearable. And then maybe we'll ghost entirely until the person has to figure out that we've broken up with them. Or we'll do it in some way that's kind of janky and comes out at strange moment. And I would say, anything else is preferable to that. Do the kind of breakup that you can do, that is clear, that is kind, and respectful. And for some of us, that really is arranging a coffee date, doing it in person, offering care and explanations. And if you can, I would say yes, do that. But if you can't, then I would say do text message or handwritten letter. That can be really nice too. Some form of writing that can show care, I would say, is really best. If you think that you can really demonstrate care and compassion through text message, maybe you're really good at emojis or something, then yeah, do that. But also we have email, we have video message as well. Whatever you can do to say, I'm breaking up with you, it's not the best fit, it's really not about you, you are great, provided that's true. And, I wish you well, I'm sorry that this news might come as a surprise. Anything you can say that is kind is really helpful. And it has to be clear. It has to be clear that you are breaking up, that you're not going to change your mind, and that the relationship is over. If we are wishy-washy and we say things like, oh, it's not the best fit and I'm not sure where this is going, so yeah, I thought maybe we could take some time apart, that's not good. That's not kind. That is not owning your intention, and it also doesn't give the person a clear break. We want to give them a clear break. And we need to know that no matter what we choose, we might actually upset them with the way we do the breakup. No matter what we do, no matter how careful it is, even if we did take them to the perfect breakup temple in the sky, they might still feel really upset with that, because what is possible and feels kind to us is not necessarily going to feel kind to them. I mean, there are some things we know that we probably shouldn't do that are rude, but what is right for us is not right for them. I was just having a conversation about this the other day with one of my own partners. I don't know why we were talking about this, but we were like, how do we like to be broken up with? And, they were saying, of course, they would really love to be broken up with in their own home, in person, so that there could be real conversation and real care. And then the person who did the breaking up would leave, and they would be in their own home, surrounded by their own things that they would need, and that would be better. And I can totally see that. However, I am the kind of person who actually prefers to be broken up with via some form of text communication. I don't know about like text message. I actually have been broken up with via email several times, and by handwritten letter. And I much prefer that to being broken up with in person, because I'm not a person who likes to lose emotional control in front of somebody who has just hurt me. And someone who's breaking up with me is going to have hurt me by default most of the time. And I do not want to be vulnerable in front of them. I want to have my temper tantrum, my grief in private, like a lady, and then come back to them when I am perfectly composed. That was a joke about the I am a lady. No matter what gender you are, you can have your emotions in whatever you want. But I prefer to have my emotions in private. And so, these are really different things. It was a really interesting conversation to have with this person, because it means that if I ever break up with them, I'll know to go over to their house and do it. And if they ever break up with me, they'll know to write me a letter. But who knows how we'll feel in the actual moment. All this to say is we have to be ready for the other person to be mad at us. It's actually just a part of life and an entitlement that you get to be upset with someone who is breaking up with you. You don't get to harass them or shame them for breaking up with you. No, but we can be upset. Being broken up with is inherently upsetting. We have to be ready for that other person to go to their best friend and be like, I can't believe that she broke up with me by text message. I can't believe that she came to my house and broke up with me, and I had to sit there with her that whole time. Like, we just have to be okay with that. That's a part of life. And we can set boundaries on how much time and availability we have for the breakup conversation. So all this to say, yes, you can break up with someone by text message if you think you can do it in a way that is kind and compassionate and fulsome, or you can do it in person if you think you can do that in a way that is kind, compassionate, and fulsome. Regardless of what you choose, the most important thing is you choose the method of breakup that you know you can stick to and be clear about. And then whatever you choose, to be as kind as possible. All right, kids, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. This has been Ask Kai Quickies. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe at Xtra Magazine.